It's going to be a November to remember, and Pigskin Preview presented by BetMGM is here to get you ready for it all. I'm Nick Roush. He's Adam Luckett, and we got ourselves a barn burner. That's right. We're neck and neck, picking games, going down the final home stretch. Don't call it a comeback, Mr. Luckett, because I'm right on your heels. I'm nipping. I'm ready to get you, and you're going to get got.
Ooh, scared me now. No, but congratulations to you. You are on a little hot run here. I think you're. I think you've stacked a lot of 2-1s here lately. So, and I feel like I'm pumping out a 1 and 2 every week. So you've slowly gotten back in here since my hot start. I think it was 7 and 2 after 3 weeks, and then
petered out a little.
Then it's just been 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. I don't think I've had an 0 and 3 week yet. It's just been a lot of 1 and 2. So hopefully we get that turned around here in week 11.
Week 11 feels like it's crazy to think that there are only 4 weeks left of the season. Feels like it just started, but you blink and bada boom, bada bang. I'm just glad that there's a meaningful Kentucky football game in November. I didn't know if we would have that this year or not. It certainly didn't feel like it at times. But we've got one on Saturday night, Cats and Gators. Kentucky's a 3-point dog at home. And Luckett, as you detailed on KSR, it's been a pretty good spot for Mark Stoops against this Florida Gators team.
Yeah, against Florida, they're usually pretty game. Florida has not covered, Nick, in Lexington since a Will Greer-led 14-9 victory in Jim McElwain's first season in 2015.
That's a long time ago.
Shannon Dawson was calling plays for that Kentucky team. He's had, I think, 3 or 4 jobs since then. So, yeah, they've really been good. I think they're 5-1 and 2 against the spread. A run, and the one loss was last year, obviously. Kentucky actually was a 2-point favorite in that football game last year in the Swamp. So, yeah, Kentucky, they usually play one of their better games. This is a little different because it's later in the year. We usually don't get this game this late. First time in our lifetime.
Right.
This game has been played in November at home. The COVID game down there was Thanksgiving weekend in 2020. But, yeah, Kentucky consistently, I think, plays one of their better games. And it's typically, Nick, these games have played out in kind of it's a race to 17, a race to 20 points.
Well, we could see that again. The total over at BetMGM right now is 44.5. Both teams have struggled to score points. If you look up the statistics over at CFB Stats and where they rank in the SEC offensively, both teams near the bottom of most statistical categories. So there's a reason why that total's low. Could be smelling some unders on Saturday. Could be smelling quite a few when we get to Luckett's Locks of the Week.
We've had a lot of talk about the 2 offensive touchdowns or less streak. Florida's only got 1 power conference game, and you could throw South Florida in this if you wanted to, because there might as well be a power conference team. They've had 1 game all year where they scored more than 2 offensive touchdowns. That came against Texas, where they got 3, 2 field goals, and a safety. Other than that, there's a 10, there's a 20, there's a 23 with 3 field goals, similar to what Kentucky did against Ole Miss, against the other Mississippi school. So, yeah, this is a team that struggled to score really all year. And so if you're going to this game, or you're turning on SEC Network, or you're going to a local establishment because you can't get YouTube TV at the house, if you're expecting offensive fireworks, I have a feeling you're going to leave wherever you sit and watch the game disappointed. This is going to be a slugfest.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. Cold slugfest on a brisk night at Kroger Field. It's a 7:30 kickoff on the SEC Network, but we're not here to talk all day about the Cats and the Gators. We're going to talk about all the big games happening around college football this weekend, and we're actually picking some of the best games. And you can make your picks at BetMGM. Make sure you're signed up, and because they're great about their promos, right? Especially on Thursdays. If you're catching this Thursday, they do a Thursday night pro football token where You can place a wager. Last week, Luckett, I did the like a defense anytime touchdown in a kind of a sloppy game. It's like, oh, let's take a swing here. And if you know what, I'm going to get my bonus bet back. I turned that bonus bet into a max parlay and ended up a $15 winner. So bada boom, bada bang, we're in the green. You can get in the green at BetMGM. Make sure you're raking in the green all college football season long. Make it legendary. And when you sign up, use promo code ON3, and you can get up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. So just download the app, sign up, use that bonus code, place your first bet. If it hits, boom, you're a winner. If it loses, you're going to get all that back in bonus bets up to $1,500. So go ahead, download the BetMGM app, and make this college football season one for the history books. Make it legendary with BetMGM. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. U.S. promotional offers are not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in the U.S. or 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. That first bet offer is for new customer only, subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Don't forget, just sign up at BetMGM. Use code ON3 for that $1,500 bonus sign-up offer. Bet today. All right, Luckett. This is we got college football playoff rankings. And the first week of it, it's a 6 versus 7 interconference. Okay, here we go. That's why I like the playoff rankings and some of the initial outroar, is that sometimes it just presents you with it just sets up elimination scenarios, right? It just makes them a little bit clear. It doesn't get any clearer than BYU, Texas Tech, and that's one of your plays this week, Mr. Luckett.
It's, in NCAA tournament, they have the reveal show in February, like a month or so.
Yeah.
And everyone gets mad.
No, yeah.
Like, why are we doing, like, there's still a sizable chunk of the resume still to be added. So
a third of it, in fact.
Yeah. So save me with some of the overreactions. Like, it'll all get figured out. They typically get the field right. But yeah, going to Lubbock, biggest game in Tortilla Land since Harold of Crabtree, 2008.
Halloween night.
That's coming up a lot this week.
I've seen the intro.
I've seen the intro about 15 times on my timeline here in the last couple of days. So biggest game here. Winner here is going to be sitting in a really good spot in this Big 12 race. And the Big 12, I think, Nick, has a really good chance to get 2 teams in. ACC's not getting 2 teams in. But the Big 12's got a really good chance, I think. If the right teams make it to Dallas, and then there's a chance I think they can maybe have two or three, maybe a one-loss team doesn't make it, and they've got a real chance, I think, to potentially get 2 teams in. And this could be a conference championship preview. BYU at Texas Tech. BYU and Utah are very similar to me. Texas Tech played Utah. It was a slugfest until the game got away from Utah in the fourth quarter. Yeah. So I like the under 52.5 here in this Big 12 contest. So give me BYU Texas Tech in the noon window. I like the under here. Yeah,
and just like that Utah game too, that was that was the early kickoff that went under, was a slobber knocker. It was one of those that I put a pin in, but wasn't willing to make one of this week's picks. But it's probably going to be used on my BetMGM app when I'm logging on Saturday morning. I'll probably be like, let's go ahead and take that tasty little under there. For my first pick, I'm also in the noon window. And for me, it's very simple. We have 2 teams who are addicted to playing close games. One of them always wins them. One of them always loses them. The team that always loses is hosting this game. They've shown a penchant for scoring enough points to keep up And I think that's what's going to happen. They're getting 8.5. So give me Mississippi State plus 8.5 in the battle of the Bulldogs down in Starkville. I want to take the points in a game where I feel like it's going to end up being a close contest where, hell, it might even be one of those two, Luckett. You feel like Georgia's going to get bit at some point. They've been or burnt. They've been playing with fire all year. So give me the cowbell in what will probably be a wild game that goes down to the wire. My only fear is that it will go down to the wire, and instead of having I could very well see you're in the red zone trying to get a game-winning score, and then Blake Shapen throws a pick six, and Georgia backdoor covers. That is very much on the table this week in Starkville.
Yeah, this is Georgia's final road game of the year, Nick, where they kind of had a weird schedule here because two games that are supposed to be road games. One's the cocktail party, so that was a road game for them this year. And then the other, they're playing in Atlanta in the Falcon Stadium, Georgia Tech. So they really only had 3 true road games this year. And so they're going to be able to – they got a chance for a sweep here. They've taken advantage of that. But to your point, they've been bad as a favorite just in general. 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 as a road favorite. Mississippi State, going into the year, they had that long record of being bad as a home dog, but they got it flipped this year. They played good at home. I'm kind of just seeing the ball here with you on this, but are you worried that Brandon Walker is going to be back in Starkville?
Yeah. I mean, but part of me thinks that, okay, well, that should get them within the 8.5, right? If
like losing the crushing, but your pick six.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the part where it's in play, where it's you lose because Brandon Walker's there, and it is devastating. So and
it's a huge game for Mississippi State because I think they're better than their record.
Yeah,
they're sitting here at 5-4. They kind of pulled that one out of their arse last week in Fayetteville, but they were kind of due because it felt like they should have won a couple games already. But this is a huge game for them because you look at the rest of their schedule. It's tough. They host Ole Miss at the end, which is that's a fire me up egg bowl potentially. They've got a chance to ruin Ole Miss's playoff resume, and they're going to have a team that could, I think, hang with Ole Miss. And then they're at Missouri next week, so they're dogs in all these games. So to get to a bowl game, which would be a big, I think, nice big step, good second year for Jeff Lebby. They're going to have to win one of these next 3, and they get 2 of them down there at Davis Wade Stadium. So. Fun matchup, and there's some other exciting ones like that egg bowl could be a fun egg bowl. They've got a chance. God. They've got a chance with an ascending team to ruin the team they hate the most having this kind of dream season.
I'm so sad that game's not Thanksgiving night. I like that Black Friday has given us it's become a good college football day. But Luckett, I'm sorry, I don't want to watch your Bengals score 38 points and lose 41-38. Because that's what's going to happen Thanksgiving night. I need a little bit more.
But you're getting a college football game. Bengals play college football games. I don't know, that's exactly what you want. That's the games they play.
Fair enough. Luckett, who you got for your second pick?
Yeah, we this is an under train we're on this week. Isaac Brown is out, Nick.
Yes.
Cal at Louisville, under 50.5. 2 very inefficient passing games here at the Artist, formerly known as Papa John's Cardinal Stadium. Defenses are the best side for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
This very much feels like a 24-10, 27-13 to me. This is also – I want your opinion on this.
Yes.
Braum hasn't dropped the clunker at home yet.
Right. Well, somewhat arguing that Virginia was, but that Virginia has turned out to be pretty good. But people were very upset at the time about that loss.
Yeah, I just meant in general, the clunker sees loss, big favorite at Pitt, big favorite at Stanford.
Right. Yeah, he hasn't had a big clunker at home in his tenure.
This one is ripe. It's a sandwich spot. Clemson's on deck. A big game at SMU's around the corner. quietly, Brown's kind of been their entire offense these last couple of games. He's out. I can just see it where it's just a little hairy. And Cal can be game a little bit. Like they're inefficient, but they're explosive on offense. JKS can hit it. They could hit a 70-yard play at any point.
Right.
So to me, it's an interesting game for Louisville at home.
I certainly had this circled, but I've played Cal multiple times this year, and they just keep letting me down. And last week was a brutal beat where the situation I just laid out, you're going in to take the lead and win, and then you throw a pick six. That happened with Cal, right? They were covering the whole game. They're about to win the damn thing outright, and then they just blow it and don't cover. There was an After Dark that I played earlier. I feel like I'm just always on the wrong side of it here. So that's where I had to sheathe my Cal sword and say, sorry, Justin Wilcox, I can't do it anymore. But to your point, they really were they had just started to get Isaac Brown rolling the last couple of weeks, and Miller Moss is bad. I mean, he's just not.
They only have one receiver too.
Yeah, Lacey's fine, but Bell has to do everything for him. And when he does, he's awesome. But is Miller Moss even going to get it to him? I don't know. So Louisville fans are certainly going to have to sweat that one out. Ultimately, I would be more comfortable playing the under than just trying to take Cal because
that's what I ended up deciding on.
The Golden Bears have let me down too much this year, man.
Louisville 0-5 against the spread at home this season. This is coming on the heels of being dominant at home. The last year, the Satterfield in the first 2 years under Brom. And then Cal, they're a great road dog under Justin Wilcox. 21-12 against the number. 10 of those 21 covers have been outright wins on the road.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm doing something that I don't think I've ever done before, Mr. Luckett, with my second pick. I'm living dangerously. I got to catch you in this race. So I've got to go against everything inside of me. And instead of making the general principle play, quack, 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 I'm taking the Oregon Ducks on the road at Kinnick as a favorite. I don't know what's happened like it. I'm losing my marbles. You would think that it's obligatory to play Iowa as a home dog. But this feels like the part where Oregon reminds us that they're awesome and they go and put their foot on the gas to start a tear here at the end of the season. I believe I had their schedule pulled up in the year.
But they're going to go to Washington, and they still host USC.
Yeah, and they host USC at home. But I think they kind of been playing with their food a little bit. They did in that whiskey game where just things were kind of off, and they got a bye week. I think Dame Lanning is going to play up he's going to do the kind of Kirby Smart thing. He's a Kirby Smart disciple after all. Nobody believes in us, blah, 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 blah. And this is where the Oregon offense comes to life. The Will Stein offense comes to life. They put up a bunch of points because that is the thing with Iowa this year too. Their defense is good but not great. They're not winning with it. They've been scoring quite a bit of points. So I'm taking the Ducks to go on the road, get a big win at Kinnick Stadium.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing it that way too. Iowa gets ranked teams has not been good. 0-9 outright, 2-7 against the number, and then Oregon 11-5. ATS is a road favorite under Dan Lanning. To me, it's how many points does Oregon need to cover? Might only need 20.
Yeah, I was going to say 24.
They might need 20. They could win this 20-13.
Which could be another under. This is a very low total.
Low total. I think it's 35.
No, 40.5. So there you go. Getting some value in BetMGM in the 3:30 CBS window.
Yeah. So even then, that's really low for college football. But
yeah. But according to the Luckett Power rankings, that you got to take the under.
I feel like it's Oregon, kind of hey, we're still
Oregon
playoff team.
Yep.
Game. Yeah.
All right, Luckett, your third and final play. Are we going to keep riding that under train?
We're staying in the ACC.
3 unders. I love it. Absolutely love it.
At Virginia, 7 o'clock window, under 48.5 here. Nick, Virginia, after starting hot and being kind of this over team, the first really 4 or 5 games of the season, they've been on an under train here lately. A lot of these games have been low scoring here. 22-20 against Washington State, 17-16 against North Carolina in overtime, 31-21 last week against Cal. I like the under here. Wake Forest has been a defense first team this year, and they've played in some slobber knockers. 13-12 against SMU, most notably. They only scored 7 points last week against Wake Forest. The Georgia Tech game was a slobber knocker until it went into overtime. But I like the under here. Defenses are playing well on both sides. Wake's offense is pretty bad, sub 100 in a lot of key numerical measures. So I like the under here in Charlottesville, under 38.5. As Virginia keeps rolling. Virginia, they're getting close to locking in the ACC title.
And that was when I was going through the board. This was an ACC chaos game that had my antenna picked up. Is Virginia really going to keep – they really going to do this? Are they? Are they? So I was kind of leaning the dog, but that's the part where it's hard is just Wake Forest's inability to score points.
You say, are they going to do this? But who else? I mean, someone's got to do it.
Do
right?
They, though?
Someone has to do this. I mean, it
would be very ACC of them to – they're the highest-ranked ACC team.
I mean –
and then all of a sudden they just lose right away.
It's 6 wide with 4 weeks left in this league, and none of the teams are Miami, Clemson, or Florida State.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The
or
chaos
or
league.
Belichick. So like really the faces of the league. None of them are in it.
Which we have Florida State, Clemson this week. Going into the year, it's a lot of these going into the year big time matchups have not been what we expected. That could be a loser leaves town game. Maybe not they're firing either of them because they can't, but
you've
been
been
some mad fan bases.
You've been driving the Dabo to Kentucky thing here because content. It's just and it makes sense on a certain levels. But let's take UK out of it. Yeah, Dabo decides to leave. What would be the funniest landing spot? I need to see him call the Hogs. Can we get Dabo calling the Hogs?
Oh, man. Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to hear him complain about no fans at UCLA.
I can't see him in LA.
No. UCLA,
I can see him in Northwest Arkansas. Where you can snooze.
Dabo and Cal together. Oh, those two just yucking it up
with the Chicken Man.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't take it off the table. I wouldn't take it off the table one bit.
That's the funniest of
the
ones I could see.
All right, I got my last game, my last pick of the week. And I actually did a little bit of homework on this because there was a time where I was like, man, Rich Rod hasn't really worked out well at all, aside from that backyard brawl win. But they've started to figure things out with old Scotty Fox, which that sounds like a West Virginia quarterback. Scotty Fox. I mean,
sounds like a generated name on NCAA football.
Oh, yeah. Gunslinger, right? Who's just out there firing it all across the yard. He had 300 yards against TCU in his first start. They only lost by 1 score in that game. And then they dropped a 50-piece a week ago. And they're playing a Colorado team who loves to give away 50 pieces. And this week, the Buffs are starting a true freshman for the first time in Juju Lewis in Morgantown. That's not the friendliest place to play, Mr. Luckett. Not a great place to get your first start. So I'm taking West Virginia minus 6.5 over the Buffs and Coach Prime, where Colorado's got to win out to go to a bowl. And I would be shocked if the freshman is the one who gets it done and wins out in the month of November. Feels like they were already kind of tearing at the seams, and you might get a few points here and there, but it'll probably end up tearing at the seams with some bad picks.
Yeah, that's a fascinating, like, what does Dion do situation.
Yeah. And it could be one of those too where like maybe he's in this crazy carousel. He looks for a way out. I don't know. But we haven't heard a lot from him this year, which felt weird.
Yeah,
we heard from him a lot.
It's 2 years in a row he's kind of done that. But he had the thing where he was gone. I mean, he wasn't even with the team all offseason.
Right. He was dealing with his health stuff.
Yeah.
He might just say, like, I'm good. I'm going to go focus on my health, focus on my family, that sort of deal.
Yeah.
So, give me the Mountaineers. I'm seeing it. Is that line right? Because I might have seen it. Ooh, 6.5. I'm going to get on it now. I thought I saw it at 5.5, and it's going up. So, get on them now. I got West Virginia -6.5, Oregon -6, and Mississippi State +8.5. Luckett is on the under train this week. He's got 3 unders: Cal, U of L, Texas Tech, and BYU, and Wake Forest, Virginia. Do we know who's playing quarterback for Texas Tech? They've been
Morton's back.
He is back?
Yeah,
okay.
This will be his second start. He started last week.
Okay, because they've been doing that quarterback dance pretty much all year long, feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, best of luck on your picks this weekend. You got any other games you want to hit on before we go?
No, I think the Kentucky-Florida game obviously is huge here locally. Red Bandana game, Nick.
Ooh.
That's this week, but it's a nooner. SMU's laying 10.5. They're in Chestnut Hill.
That was a night game. That's a gotta play.
Yeah, it feels like it's normally like a Friday night, but
right. I definitely played him last year with Castellanos in the rain, and then they missed the cover at the very last minute. Another game I wanted to mention. If Missouri had Bo Prabula, I would have just stepped right up to the window and faded A&M, but I can't with a true freshman.
Well, like if Indiana is going to drop one, it's this one.
Yeah.
They've only beaten Penn State, I think, once. They've never won
Happy Valley. Yeah.
You know, Penn State's been playing competitive football.
Yeah, they looked good that first half against Ohio State.
Well, even Iowa, that game went down to the wire.
Yeah.
And Iowa, Indiana went down to the wire in the same venue. They can athletically
keep up.
They're just the teams that give Indiana some problems. Like these teams that they're even with, they just hammer. But teams with, a little bit more, I would say, pro talent, they have an advantage. So that's an interesting sleepy noon game. Somehow, some way, it's almost like a look ahead game for Indiana because they're just trying to get to 12-0, right? Like at this point, it's pointing to, all right, undefeated versus undefeated, 1 versus 2 in Indianapolis, Ohio State, Indiana. So yeah, if they're going to drop one, this one feels like it, and it's it's 2 touchdowns. So that if you wanted to do the sprinkle, it's 5-1 Penn State to win that game. And then a huge game for Summerall at Memphis. Memphis beat them last year. Tough performance last week. They're a 3.5-point dog right now, and that's a Friday night. So that's a big game there in the American.
We might be watching Friday night games at a local establishment, Mr. Luckett. So might have to get some action on there. Hit my first action bet of the year.
Move into hoops. Nick Roush is going to have to move into hoops.
Yeah. Well, the ESPN stuff, like I'm not caving. And I was glad to see that the ratings had dipped without the YouTube TVers. So hold. We got to hold.
So what is your multi-view? Are you just watching
CBS, it's been weird.
NBC?
I was lucky that there was a CBS college sports
game,
action game along with some Big Ten basketball on FS1.
We got some basketball St. John's plays someone Saturday at noon. I think Alabama. I think it's Alabama St.
Ooh,
John's Saturday
there
at
we go.
noon.
Oh man,
On
it's exciting
FS1.
time of the year. Exciting time of the year. Make sure you're getting in on all the action with BetMGM. It's been fun hanging out. Luckett, I hope all of your picks will lose, but not too many of them because I think I'm going to play one of them. So, but next week we're going down to the wire with this one. It's been a lot of fun getting you ready for Week 11 here on the Pigskin Preview. I'm Nick Roush. He's Adam Luckett. Go Cats and go Kroger.